Council meeting of March 4th, 2025 is called to order. If anyone attending the meeting here in the council chambers would like to borrow some amplifying headphones, please raise your hand. I don't see any hands, right? We are going to stand to the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, soul, liberty and justice for all. Right, Alana, would you please do roll call?
I will. Councilmember Blush.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
Councilmember Gilmore.
Here.
Marinesco is absent this evening. Deputy Mayor Sherman.
Here.
Councilmember Sapp. Here. And Councilmember Gutierrez.
Here.
Is there a motion to excuse the mayor?
Motion we excuse Mayor Nisco from the meeting this evening.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, he's excused. Motion carries. Does the council have any late changes to the agenda? All right. Do we have any council members with board reports to share? We're going to cruise right through this again. All right. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as published?
Move to approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. At this point, we're going to do public comment. The council invites the public to make comments on matters of city business. Comments shall be made to the entire council and not to individual council members. Please refrain from any personal or disrespectful remarks or create disruptions of the meeting. If unreasonably disruptive conduct continues, you will be asked to leave the meeting. Donna, do we have anyone signed up to make general public comment?
Yes, we do. We have Dean Jewett.
Right.
Dean Jewett, lifelong Mason County resident. Appreciate to be here. I want to talk about, and there may be an article coming out, and you probably have all seen, either good, bad, or otherwise. The Mason County cleanup crew that we started cleaning up the yacht club, that whole area along there. Apparently, we stirred up a little bit of a hornet's nest with the DOT, but we were able to work that out. We've got a lot of good people from different walks of life that are up there. Business owners, concerned citizens, recovery cafe members, homeless people. It's probably a unique situation, and it's a very loose group. And it was fairly tense the first time that we actually had a meeting with everybody. But when we all have a common goal, it's pretty amazing what you can actually get done. So far, there's been about 25,000 pounds of garbage removed from the top of that hill. And there's probably still that much, if not more, left. You already heard all my speech on how much human waste goes into open bay. But when we also have all these needles, and so I don't know if there's a needle exchange in Shelton. I don't know where all these needles are coming from. I talked to the county and talked to Dave Wyndham this morning. My partner, he's got three containers of it. I've got 3 containers of them. It's amazing. I understand that they want to do an exchange. They don't just want to have people using a dirty needle. But when you leave these in the environment, then all you're doing is transferring that danger to somebody else. People that like to go outside, kids in playgrounds, all those type of things. And there's probably more that we didn't see, but it was fairly astronomical. The next place that we're going to be hitting is the yacht club and the property that they own down alongside the tracks that you can't see. Been in contact with the yacht club board president, also with Alicia with Recovery Cafe, so she can do the trespass letters, right? Give them the notice, offer services, and then we'll go up there and we'll clean that whole area out, and then it'll be a no trespassing zone. So I made sure that Chief Kostad and Mark were aware of it, so that if there's anything that happens in town, they're aware. Everybody's aware of what's going to go on. And I know that I was strongly opposed to a mitigation site several years ago. I don't know that I'm not opposed to a mitigation site anymore. We have to do something to get people out of loitering downtown and harming business, defecating, urinating. There's one individual that I've chased out of my alley at least 6 times, and he just doesn't get it, and it's right. So anyway, and I would hope if we get close to being fully staffed, that we could start some proactive patrols, and then I would gladly lead a volunteer one. Thanks, guys.
That's all we have, Deputy Mayor.
All right. So on to our business agenda. Our first business item is a resolution about annexing some vacant land. Senior Planner Jason Dose has the details.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Pretty straightforward request tonight. We have a property owner with 2.5 acres located up on Capitol Hill. Vacant land just north of city limits on the north side of Chestnut Street. What we have before you is a notice of intent. It's part of the required legal process set by the state. Notice of intent to annex. I'm just coming before you on behalf of the applicant to request reading and approval of a resolution that basically says, yes, the city council is fine with the proposed annexation area. They will accept any indebtedness the city has. They will have the zoning and land use controls applied in our comprehensive plan that are neighborhood residential, our standard single family zoning. And I'm looking to have that placed on your March 18th agenda, should you see fit.
Thank you. Can I get a reading of the resolution number 1368-0225?
Resolution number 1368-0225. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Shelton, Washington, accepting a proposed annexation for the HNM annexation area pursuant to RCW 35A.14.120.
Do we have a motion?
Deputy Mayor, I move to place resolution number 1368-0225 on the action agenda for the March 18th, 2025 council meeting.
All right. Do we have any questions or comment, council members?
Deputy Mayor.
Second.
Sorry. Anyone have questions or comments on this one?
Guess I have a quick question, which is, do we know what the goal is with this land? Is it going to be a new development? Is somebody just wanting to work?
We don't have any applications as of yet, but it's my understanding they will be applying for some sort of either short plat or subdivision of the property in the future.
Awesome.
And again, zone neighborhood residential, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Is that all? All right, we have a motion in a second to place resolution number 1368-0225 on the action agenda for March 18th, 2025 council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next up, we have designated crisis responder contracts from the city manager. Has more information on that.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor, Council. I'm pleased to once again bring you a contract, and it's actually 2 contracts, one with Olympic Health and Recovery Services for the actual placement of the DCR, another contract with Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Service Organization, who provides the funding for this process. So again, back in fall of 2022, one of the missions or goals of the homeless task force was to embed a designated crisis responder within the city of Shelton, particularly with the Shelton Police Department. That happened somewhere in 2023, February, I think of 2023, through a grant with WCIA. We again received some funding through TMBHO through their channels to place that designated crisis responder up through September of last year until that individual left for other employment. So we've had a gap in that service until this time. So we're pleased to announce that a new individual has been hired, is currently in place and working in the city of Shelton as we speak. And this will formalize the contracts again with Olympic Health and Recovery Services, which is the organization that provides designated crisis responder, and the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Service Organization for the funding. And this is at no cost to the city. We provide office space and access in the police department, but they have their own vehicle. All salaries and wages are paid through the grant and through Olympic Health and Recovery Services.
Do we have a motion?
Deputy Mayor, I move to place the contracts with Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization and Olympic Health and Recovery Services for designated crisis responder services on the March 18th City Council consent agenda.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? Any council members? on this? I'm glad we have this. Right, we have a motion and a second to place the contracts with Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization and Olympic Health and Recovery Services for designated crisis responder services on the March 18th City Council consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Correct. So our only action item is a resolution to authorize a settlement agreement. City Manager Mark Sigler has the details.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, Council. Back on October 2nd, the city of Shelton was October 2nd of 2024, served the lawsuit on behalf of by the Northwest Justice Project on behalf of Miss Ingalls. Miss Ingalls was a tenant in transitional housing in the city of Shelton, and the city of Shelton Police Department responded to that residence, and on behalf of the landlord, assisted in removing Miss Ingalls from that situation and that residential unit. The Northwest Justice Project sued on behalf of a civil rights violation as a violation of a residential landlord tenant law. The city's insurance authority, WCIA, assigned an attorney to represent the city of Shelton and 4 officers in this suit. We're bringing to you tonight a settlement, declaratory judgment on behalf of the city to put this case to bed, if you will. The monetary settlement is covered by WCIA. Essentially, the consent decree, which was agreed to between the city and the plaintiffs, were that the city would not participate in any violations or enforcement of Residential Landlord Tenant Act without a court order, which is appropriate for the law. There's been some clarity more so with this law after this case, and some as you heard from the city's representing attorney, that clarified a little bit of this. More so after this case was filed. We anticipate that our attorney fees will be about $3,000. We haven't got all the bills for that, but the monetary settlement will be covered through WCIA. I have this on the action agenda tonight to move forward as quickly as possible so we can get this suit behind us, get it settled, and move forward. So happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Has anyone signed up for public comment on this?
No, they haven't. Definitely.
All right, can I get a reading of resolution 1371-0225?
Resolution number 1371-0225. The resolution of the council of the city of Shelton, Washington, authorizing the city manager to sign a settlement agreement in the case of Ingalls versus City of Shelton.
Right, do we have a motion?
Deputy Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 1371-0225 as presented.
Right, we have a motion and a second to approve resolution 1371-0225 as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on. Administration report. City manager report. Mark, what do you got?
Just a quick one tonight. Tomorrow is the first Empty Bowls project here in the Civic Center. Jordan's not here tonight. It's around 20 years. We've been running that with the Shelton Arts Commission. Really would thank them. The local participating businesses, the restaurants and bakeries that participate, Glen Hill and Smither, who provides the expertise in molding the clay and firing the clay in the kilns. And it's just a great event that benefits Saints Pantry Food Bank. A lot of fun. Lots of people having a good time in here tomorrow night, and that'll be over the next 3 Wednesdays, culminating in the soup and bread event down here. on, let's see, I think it'd be March 19th, right? Yeah,
What time?
exactly right. 5 to 7 PM. You can show up anytime between 5 and 7. You don't have to be here at 5, so you can wander in after work, get your hands dirty, have some fun, build yourself a bowl. Next week, you'll glaze the bowl, paint it. It'll be fired after that again, and then the 19th, come in and have a great bowl of soup and for whatever donation that you can afford to the Saints Pantry Food Bank.
Okay, great. The council have any items for discussion? Okay. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 at 6 PM. We also have a study session on March 11th. This meeting is adjourned at 6:15.